ever had for consumer management. I wanted to walk you through the process of doing Melinda's 1040 now that some of you gave it a try. I know it's a struggle, wasn't easy stuff, but the point of us needing to learn this in this class is to understand the process. Of course, the numbers are always going to change. The tax forms change year to year, but the process of we give the government income taxes throughout the year, and then at the end, after we've worked that entire year, we see if we gave them enough money or not. So let's look at Melinda. This was kind of where we left off when I talked to you last. We've got Melinda here. She, being 18 years old, living with her parents, so she depends on her parents for her housing and food and most of her well-being. She has a small job at Scoops, the ice cream store. And what we're going to do is open up Melinda's W-2. You would click on this here to find out how much did Melinda make in the year 2019. So when we open her W-2 form, which we got from her employer, sent it to her in January, we are going to look at two main boxes. The first box is how much did Melinda make at Scoops? So we're looking at box number 1. She made $12,741. The other box we're going to need later on is the federal income tax withheld box, and we'll come back to that. So we are going to take the $12,741 and we will start her 1040 tax form. Okay, now we are looking at the first page of the IRS 1040 form. I uploaded this for you in Schoology, and I kind of skipped through the boxes you weren't going to need. So as I said, we're going to take that $12,741 from box 1 on the W-2, and we record that as Melinda's wages, salaries, etc. from her job. You can skip all of this other business that you don't need right now. And what we're looking for is that total income, which she made, again, $12,741. Now, this is where people get very confused. The government gives everybody a certain amount of money they call a deduction. So we take that deduction money and subtract it from how much money we made in a certain year. So for Melinda, over here looking at the standard deduction, because she is single and we know she's living with her parents, we are going to take that $12,200 and we're going to put it here in box 9 where it says standard deduction. So what's cool is Melinda made $12,741. The government's going to give her this deduction, meaning we get to subtract $12,200 from her income. So now, instead of Melinda having to pay taxes on this amount, we subtract the $12,200, and now Melinda only has to pay taxes on $541. So we have completed the first page of the 1040 for Melinda. Now we're going to go on to the second page. But before we do, we have to figure out how much money should Melinda have paid in taxes. We know what she did pay, but how much should she pay based on her income? And her income, remember now, is only going to be $541. That's from box 11B. So now we go to what's called the tax table. And the tax table tells everyone, based on their life situation, whether they're single, married, whatever it is, how much money they should have to pay the IRS for income tax based on how much money their income is. So for Melinda, because we are looking to say she only made or has to be taxed on $541, we're going to blow this sucker up here, and that's going to fall in this category here, between $525 and $550. So if you make between $525 and $550, you owe the IRS $54 in tax. That is the number we put on 12A and 12B at the top of page 2 of the 1040 form. I will show you. All right. I know this is just so exciting. We're going to just keep going. We are almost done. So based on the government telling Melinda that she only has to pay taxes on $541, we looked that up on the tax table, and we were told that she only should have to pay, there's tax, this is coming from the tax table. Wouldn't it be nice if it said, find out on the tax table? But it doesn't, so that's why I'm telling you. So we took that $54 and we put that in 12A and also in 12B. You can skip 13B or just put a 0. And number 14 is also going to be $54. You don't have any other taxes, so that is 0. Line 16 again, it's just repetitive stuff. We keep telling them the same thing. Melinda only has to pay $54 for income tax. That's it. So here's a very exciting part. We get to see what did she actually already give the IRS in her income taxes. So we are back with Melinda's W-2 form, and we are going to see here in box 2 that she paid $534.96 in her paychecks to the IRS. Well, guess what? That's a whole lot of money, and we are going to now put that number on box 17 because that is how much federal income tax was withheld from Melinda on her W-2. Okay, here we are back at page 2 of the 1040. We're going to box 17, and we are putting down how much federal income tax was withheld on Melinda's W-2 form. Well, it told us in box 2 that Melinda has already given the IRS $534.96. So here is the most exciting part. You can skip all of this. You don't need to worry about it. And it says add lines 8A through 8D. Well, we didn't have any of that, so we put a 0 right here. And again, how much did you already pay the IRS? The answer is $534.96. So here's the cool part. That's how much she already gave the government. She only had to give the government $54. So here we go. Line 20. If line 19 is more than line 16, subtract it, and this is how much you have overpaid. So let's do that again. If line 19 right here is more than line 16, we subtract. So we are going to figure out how much she gave. She gave them too much money. So we take $534.96 minus $54. The answer for line 20 is $480.96. She overpaid in federal income taxes. And then line 21, even though I just went over it, says, how much do you want in your refund? Well, you want it all back because she's probably got some stuff that she wants to do with that money. So what will happen is the IRS will send her either a paper check or most likely they will do a direct deposit right into her checking account for $480.96 within a week's, let's say 2-3 weeks after she files her taxes. You don't owe any money, so you don't worry about that. There is not a third party that did these taxes. Now, if somebody takes their taxes somewhere else to do it, then yes, they would have to fill that out. But you are a young person that should be able to figure this out on your own with guidance from your family. You sign your name. Yes, just to make you laugh, I put your mama. But you would sign your own name, of course, or Melinda would sign her name. and you are done. So it's really not that awful. It looks awful and the language doesn't tell you what you need to do real well, but that's it. So I hope that you feel a little more comfortable at least understanding for the rest of your life. Here it goes. You're going to give the IRS money out of your paycheck, every paycheck you have. After the year is over, you figure out, did you give them too much or did you not give them enough? Either you get a refund or you might owe money. And so in this case, Melinda is going to get that money back. That might be the case for you for many years. Talk to your parents about their taxes and how that works out for them and how they make their decisions. I hope this was helpful, and you really don't have to, prove that you know how to do this. For me, I wanted you to understand it. That is my goal for you, is understanding the concept of why we file taxes. So thank you so much, and I will look forward to talking and seeing you soon. Thanks, y'all.